for the big challenge, I dare you to eat one of those.
Okay.
There we go. How is it? A bit crazy? I haven't tried this myself yet. They are a symbiotic life form of different bacteria and different yeasts. Extra special because they're already a few years old.
How many years? Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Sascha from the Hero Expedition Europe, where it is my job to do something that I'm proud of, something that pushes me out of my comfort zone, or something that I learn anew each and every day. Today I'm in Luzern in Switzerland with my friend Rafael, and he is an expert for nutrition and a specialist for raw food and fermentation. The old art of fermenting and preparing and preserving things. And I have the challenge or the great opportunity in my case to taste a lot of his creations and learn a bit about fermentation and preserving food.
Exactly.
Okay, so where do we start?
All right, just let's pick one. For example, kimchi. Do you know kimchi? The traditional Korean dish that is fermented cabbage. And yeah, let's try it. All right, let's check this out. Do you dare?
I do.
It smells nice. And be careful, it's spicy. Huh?
It smells very spicy.
Yeah. Should taste spicy and sour.
First,
This is
very sour.
you get that tartness, and that's because it's fermented, and quite some time. You can ferment it, just for 5 days or 2 weeks. You can decide by yourself how long you want to ferment it. This has been fermented for several weeks, and that's why it's extra sour.
It's really sour, but it's great. And a nice spiciness. Okay, what's next?
After the spicy dish, we'll try something sweet. This is a mango apple chutney, fermented as well, and that should be very aromatic, nice smell. And
interesting. It's not the mango that I smell it.
I'll try it myself.
Fruity.
Here we have a more traditional Western fermented dish. That's, of course, you as an original German should know what this is.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut, okay. Exactly. And this one is a young sauerkraut. It's been only been fermenting for a couple of weeks, so it shouldn't be too sour yet.
Okay, yeah.
And let's see.
How long can you ferment it?
You can ferment it as long as you want to, basically. There's people who say that a sauerkraut should be a minimum of 3 months of fermentation, but others don't like that tartness, that sourness after 3 months, and they decide at home they just want to ferment it for 5 days, and that's perfectly fine. Then it's just slightly sour, and that's completely up to the person who is fermenting it. Yeah.
Still very fresh, the taste. It's different than the one you can buy in the shop.
Next one we have cukes, little cucumbers.
Oh, nice.
Not in vinegar as the ones that are in the store when you buy them. They are made by pouring hot vinegar over them. These are the traditional way of preparing them through fermentation. And these are extra special because they're already a few years old.
How many years?
5, I think, 5 years.
Okay, and, I'm going to eat 5-year-old cucumbers now.
Another challenge, yeah.
Okay, here we go. The 5-year-old cucumber. Interesting. It's not only cucumber. Whoa. That's special. It's very soft. First impression was, should I really chew that? Well, no, it's good.
Quite sour. good level of sour.
Good level of sour.
All right.
And again, this other taste, which I can't really distinguish.
Yeah, that's one of the fascinating things about fermentation. It opens up a new dimension of flavor. Through fermentation, you can achieve a different kind of flavor that is not possible in any other way. You know, because what fermentation is, it's microbes that basically digest the food, partly digest the food, and they produce other compounds, other substances, and these can be nutritive substances. They can also be taste and smell substances, and so the whole food is transformed through fermentation, and new flavors develop that are very unique, and so that's another fascinating aspect of fermentation. All right, next we have a very colorful, nice violet color. This is a beetroot horseradish ferment. I call it chutney.
Yeah, you can smell the beetroot. Very rich flavor.
Rich flavor, a bit of spiciness, but not too much from the horseradish. And I can tell you this was a huge challenge making, because horseradish, I grated it, and if anyone ever tried to grate horseradish, it's nothing in comparison to cutting onions. You know, I mean, your eyes just tear up extremely, much more than when cutting onions.
It should be my next challenge.
Exactly, that could be a challenge, definitely. Right, so here we have asparagus fermented. And this is a classic example. Asparagus is a seasonal vegetable, and if you want to preserve it so you can enjoy it all year round, you can ferment it. That's one option. That's one very recommendable option. And it's a natural way of preservation, like traditional people have done for ages.
So fermented asparagus, that's interesting. Never had that. And green asparagus. Right.
Yes, that's the green kind. And it's flavored with dill and also garlic and some mustard seeds, I think. It's also in there. And yeah, that's a very cool way to preserve your seasonal vegetables.
Yeah.
Around.
It's good.
Then let's change it up with something sweet again. This is another chutney, very nice, for example, for breakfast or as a side dish. This is a apple mulberry chutney with the whey I use from making macadamia nut cheese. So when you make that macadamia nut cheese, there's whey left over, and I use that to make this chutney. So if you dare.
Oh yes, I dare.
Let's try.
Interesting.
So,
there is the smell of cheese.
Yeah, that's from the nut cheese making, and that's also what gives it that creaminess, of course, that white creaminess.
That's something special.
Yeah, it's
fruity, but then this hint of cheese, very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Cheese and sweet flavor. Next up, we have a small selection of different nut cheeses. They are fermented, and I'll briefly explain each one. This is a standard regular onion cashew nut cheese. Then we have made from almonds, another cheese that has a covering of apple anise. So it's a sweet flavored with the cheesiness, the cheese flavor. And then we have a couple of cashew cheeses that are intended to more spread on bread or crackers.
Okay.
And that's a harissa spice mix. So it's an Arabian spice mix that's very spicy.
That sounds good.
And the other one is also an Arabian Moroccan spice mix called Ras El Hanout. and it contains 30 different spices.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so let's try it.
Yeah, I love cheese, and it's so great that you have alternatives if you're vegan and don't eat usual cheese. It smells like cheese.
Kind of
Oh.
cheesy? I hope a little
Absolutely
bit.
cheesy.
Yeah.
It's more than cheesy, and I love strong cheese, and this is strong cheese. That's awesome.
Exactly, that's a good point. I like to make my cheeses very intense in flavor so that they accompany something like a salad or crackers or bread or something that doesn't have a lot of flavor, and so that mixes very well. Yeah, that's intentionally that there's a lot of flavor in this.
That is awesome. Wish you could taste it, guys.
Now this is a very special dish from Japan, natto, which is very popular in Japan, as you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not very common in the West, although it becomes more popular in the West. I've noticed that. And it's a special type of fermentation of these soybeans. And this fermentation it creates a gelatinous gel, a slimy covering over the beans, and when you stir it like this, you see those strings that it produces, and it also has a very strong smell. I can smell it already. And this one doesn't. The strings in this one aren't very strong. Usually they're quite visible. There's very slimy strings.
Yeah.
This one is not. That's not the case in this one, but there's a strong smell already. So if you want to try that.
Oh
And,
yes, I
see.
especially love natto because I spent so much time in Japan, and they always dared me with natto, and wondered if I like it, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah, they say that for Westerners, it's a very acquired taste.
Yes, it is.
Exactly, but
A very strong taste.
I'll try some.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, of course, if you don't know what it's like, then you maybe it's kind of slimy and it's weird.
It's
But
weird.
If you're open to it, just neutrally, it's yeah.
And yeah, it's said to be one of the health secrets in Japanese cuisine.
Yeah, one very special aspect of this dish is that's the food that has the most vitamin K2. For all the foods we know in all the different cultures in the world, in this food there's the largest amount of vitamin K2. That's one aspect of it, and that's one reason why people claim that it's so healthy.
Okay.
But there's other reasons as well. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, you should try natto if you have the opportunity.
Okay, next up we have coconut yogurt.
Oh, that's brilliant.
This is a super easy dish to make, and on the basis of coconut milk, and it's really tasty. Try this.
Yes, let me try.
Coconut is a perfect base for this, but you can also use cashews or almond milk to make this. It's not bad, right? It's really
very good, and I love the thickness of it. The
quite creamy.
really good consistency.
Yeah. All right. Next, for the big challenge, I dare you to eat one of those.
What is it?
Garlic, peeled garlic that is fermented.
One whole garlic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's
That's
see.
good. Oh, it smells good.
Garlicky smell, of course.
Garlicky smell, but something else. That must
Yeah.
be the fermentation.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
There we go. How is it? A bit crazy? I haven't tried
It's a
this
bit
myself yet.
No, it's awesome. Somehow.
Okay. Nice.
Wow,
nice.
it's garlic, but something else also. Very interesting.
And less intense than fresh, right? Probably.
Yeah, a little bit less intense, but there's this other taste.
Let's talk about a couple of beverages now. First off, we have water kefir. What is water kefir? It is a beverage that is made from these cultures. They are a symbiotic life form of different bacteria and different yeasts, and together they form these grains, you could say, and this is a life form in itself, a symbiotic culture. And this you use to ferment a drink, like this, for example, and this you can try. Let's see.
Okay. So it's made with water and not with milk. I knew kefir from the milk kefir variation.
Very good points. Kefir, there are two different kinds. There's the milk, the dairy kefir.
Okay.
With that one you ferment milk, yeah, of course. And this is the water kefir. You ferment anything that's sweet, basically. So sweetened water or coconut water or even fruit juices you could ferment with the water kefir. Yeah, so you can be very creative. And this is not a plain kefir, it's a secret ingredient.
Secret ingredient, okay, let's see. It smells good, really good.
And
very fine taste, I think.
Yeah, we in Europe we notice wild herb that I collected and soaked in here. So that's what gives the special flavor. And to be honest, I don't know the word in English. It's the Waldmeister in German. That's the herb that I collected that grows in spring in the forest.
Oh, we can look that up.
And over here we have the second beverage, and that is kombucha. Kombucha has been become very popular in the last few years, right?
That is kombucha.
Yes, the drink is kombucha, and what you see here is the mother SCOBY. Actually, there are 2 or even 3 in here right now.
Looks like aliens.
Yeah, they look like glibbery aliens. And similar to the kefir, this is a symbiotic relationship of bacteria and yeasts, but it's a different kind. Kefir is quite different actually, and it will always grow a new SCOBY, it's called, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast.
Yeah.
So it's a new culture that grows with every time you ferment it, and it always grows on the surface of the liquid. And you can flavor that drink in any way you want. This is also a flavored kombucha. Let's see what this tastes like. You always have to be careful when you open kombucha or kefir bottles. Always be careful because there could be pressure in there and could spray all over. So be careful. And
we
barely any
survived,
pressure.
yeah.
No problem. All right, let's try this. I think you should recognize the flavor when you taste it. It's probably quite unexpected, but I'm curious if you like that one.
Very good, yeah.
Can you recognize the flavoring?
I would guess it's some, like celery?
Yeah, celeriac. So the root of celery.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I used for the flavoring, just by soaking in here.
It really goes well with the kombucha.
Yeah, it's surprising. It surprised me as well. You know, it's a root vegetable in a sweet context, because the sweet sour context, because kombucha develops acid, so it's quite tart and sour and sweet, and the celeriac flavor. So quite surprising, but very nice.
Beautiful taste.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Okay guys, that was my tasting of a lot of beautiful fermented food. Thank you so much, Rafael.
You survived it.
I survived it. And I can only tell you, try more fermented foods. It's healthy, it's rich flavored, it's just beautiful. And if you want to learn more about it, Rafael has a website, rafaeljarmann.com, right? We put it in the show notes down below, and he has an online training course about fermentation. If you want to learn how to do all these beautiful things
and more,
then try his online course, and he really knows a lot about it and knows how to explain it. And he will be part of our Spirit of the Hero camp, like last year, and give us a beautiful workshop on making fermented foods like sauerkraut there. So join the Spirit of the Hero camp if you can, and you can meet him in person. And otherwise, try something heroic for yourself, and if you do, write us in the comments below, send us an email, or on Facebook and Instagram, and see you next time.
See you
Thank you,
later.
Rafael.
You're very welcome. Bye bye.